Bienvenidos and welcome back, familia. We are live again and we're back. And we're gonna be catching you up on some news. You know, I went on a trip to Mexico, and before I took my trip, we found out we're having a boy.
Yes.
We're having a boy, and I'm really excited. I would have been excited if it were a girl, but I'm especially excited because I already have two girls, and so this is a very special moment. Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Welcome to the live chat. If anybody has any questions, feel free to mention them in the live chat now, and then we'll get some of your questions answered. But we really just wanted to catch up on some stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what happened before I went to Mexico.
What happened before you went to Mexico?
We had a party.
The gender?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know because there's kind of a few things that happened.
Yeah. Hi, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Oh. So happy to actually cuddle live. Yes, we're happy you're here too.
I know it's been forever.
So, what happened before I left to Mexico?
Well, like literally the day before he left to Mexico, that was when we had my family wanted to do a gender reveal. My sister was very excited, my family, so we had a family gathering at her house, and we found out what we were having, and it was we're having a boy. So I'm super happy. Obviously, it's my first baby, so I'm excited all around. But I was even extra happy because, well, Leonardo's getting a boy, and so am I. I've always wanted a boy for my first, so it kind of works.
It kind of worked out.
Yeah.
And I was really excited.
He didn't want to believe it, though. I think it was, I don't know how to explain it. I guess you can explain it, but he didn't really fully believe it. I felt, for me as a woman and now gonna be a mom, I just felt when I saw the first ultrasound. I didn't know before that, though. People were like, do you have a feeling? Do you know? And I was like, no, I really don't. And then when I had the first ultrasound and I saw the baby and like how the baby's head was and the formation of everything, I was like, we got into the car and I told him, we're having a boy. And he's like, is it, he made a good point. Is it the feeling because of what you want, or is it a feeling that you feel? And I was like, no, it's not. I'm not getting those like confused. I feel that it's a boy. And Mama knows.
It's not that I didn't want to believe it. It's just that I was afraid to believe it because I'm like, wait, like, what if it's not? What if it's really not? But it's exciting news. I'm really excited, and we have a first name.
Yes, we do.
And I'm having a little bit of a hard time picking a middle name, and mostly because I want the names to flow. It's important that it flows and that the name means something. It's not that just that it sounds pretty or that it sounds good, but that it has meaning. And so we'll let you know what the name is. Let's see if anybody can guess. Can you guess what our baby's name is going to be, his first name? Some of you, we haven't told anybody, right?
I haven't, like when I post or anything, I always just say like baby boy. Or,
okay.
It's not that I'm like, I'm set on the name. I just wanted to have that conversation with you about like the middle name before I really like say like, this is the baby's, this is going to be the baby's name, so I've just kind of been waiting for that. Also, another thing, a little bit more of like a confirmation. My grandfather has been involved. I feel like my grandpa Tony, he had passed away. Probably now was 19 when he passed away, and I'm going to be 29, so almost 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like just a little pieces of him that remind me of him. Like every time I see a butterfly, it just reminds me of him because he really loved butterflies, and so they've just been around me a lot. I see a butterfly, I'm like, okay, he wants to be involved. And so I already knew. I had a vivid dream of him before the gender reveal, telling me everything's going to be okay. And I was like, and then we found out we're having a boy. And I was just like, see, I told you.
You know that we're all big on signs, right?
Yeah.
And one day she was a little bit frustrated about, it's right before I found out that she was having a baby. And she wasn't sure what to tell me, and I'm not even sure why you were so anxious about telling me.
Well, okay, so it's kind of crazy to like, I didn't take anything until like, well, probably like a month and a half until I didn't start, the
What do you mean, a test?
yeah, a test. Sorry,
Oh.
I didn't take a test. I didn't even realize it had already been like a month and a half, kind of, but I just hadn't gotten my, the woman's cycle. And so I was just like, wait, my cousin was like, no, you should just take one to be safe. I was like, no, it's normal a little bit for me because like the way my,
Your cycle?
my cycle is. So I was like, that's not out of the ordinary for me. But I was starting to feel certain things like differently. But then I was like, maybe I'm overthinking it. That could stress. I was stressing during that time. So I'm like, okay. But then she was like, no, come on, I need you to take it because to be safe and, all sorts of things. So then I did take one. There was one bright line and then a very faint one. So I was like, well, I don't know. And she's like, you should go get a digital. Most likely, if it's starting to be really light, if you see the other line is just light, it's just, you got to take a digital. So that then when I went to the garage, that's when I went to the garage with you. So I already kind of like had a feeling that it was a yes. I didn't tell him yes. I wanted to be like, I wanted to confirm.
So she approaches me,
Yeah.
and I see like this slightly concerned look in her face. And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, no, nothing. And then out of nowhere, a monarch butterfly about this size, I'm not even exaggerating, it's like a giant butterfly, flies into the garage, starts flying around her, goes over to the wall that says Cali Sun in the back. You've all seen it. And then it starts to just open up its wings, and she starts
I was crying.
She was like, you were at first you were like on the edge of tears, and I'm like, what is going on?
Well, because he had no idea.
I had no idea what was going on, and then it flew by, and like almost like it wanted to land on her, and then she burst into tears, and the butterfly flew away.
Yeah.
But
so it was like that moment, and I was actually on my way to the store to get another test, like a digital one that said yes or no, and then get some groceries for dinner. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it, and if it says yes, so like I already knew that was like my confirmation in a sense, because my grandfather was my best friend. I went to him for everything when I was stressed, when I was sad, when I was angry, when I was frustrated, anything. He was there for me. So I felt like that was just like an extra sign. So I was like, all right. When we came back, I was like nervous. Honestly, I jumped it. I was like wanting to do something cute, like maybe get him a shirt, put in like, record him, have him open it kind of thing. But I was just like, I did record him. We do have one. Actually, I got my family's reactions too. But I was nervous because I didn't know, like, I was still like, I didn't believe it, even though I took like 3 or 4 tests. I still just didn't believe it. So I was nervous, and I came in and told him. He's just like,
I get it now, the butterfly thing.
The butterfly.
I was like, your grandpa, your God telling you.
Yeah, it was
like,
just that everything, but that's how that happened. Then we made the appointment, and it was interesting because when we made the appointment, they were even like, well, I'm surprised that you even came, because I was kind of already farther along. They were like, I'm surprised you waited. I was like, well, I didn't like initially take one, like on my the second that I missed, I waited. So I was already, when I went to my ultrasound, I was like 9 weeks already, like 8 weeks, 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. So they were like, normally people come when they're like, they find out and they're like only like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And I'm like, I didn't, I guess.
Yeah. So it's just been one of those things, confirmation that everything's going to be okay every time she's anxious about it. But yeah, we have not mentioned the name yet. Hi, Matt. Welcome. I'm the same. I want to say MJ Sabi.
I know. Sorry.
Melissa, hi, welcome.
Janice, welcome back.
Oh, and TV Watts is in the house too. Welcome back.
And Kathy Hutchins.
I missed the name. Is it Mateo? No, it's not Mateo. Matt. Okay, Matthew. No, it's not. It is not after our grandparents. Although the middle name, I'm struggling to give them my grandfather's last name. Only because it's common. Yeah, but only because it's common. And I mean, while I love my grandfather, we have a lot of Ramons in our family. We have Jose Ramon, we have Juan Ramon, a cousin named Juan Ramon, an uncle named Juan Ramon. A lot of Ramones in our family. Yeah. And so I wanted to switch it up
Davis.
a bit. Senor Davis,
welcome.
And so
Melissa,
we are we're guessing what the first name is. Actually, we'll tell you now.
Okay.
You ready?
Do you want me to say it?
You say it.
Okay, so I really love this name. So the baby's name is gonna be Ezekiel.
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 Which means?
it means God's strength.
It means God's strength.
God's strength. Yes, I really love that name.
Zoe Porter said Dallas. No, it's not going to be Dallas. Dallas Jenkins. No, I'm kidding. So Ezekiel is the first name. I'm having trouble with the middle name. So
baby Ezekiel.
Not Ezekiel Ramon, which is what I wanted. Ezekiel Ramon.
I mean, I offered that to him. I was like, I know your grandfather meant a lot to you. I just didn't know that he already had like family members, like cousins and stuff that already had the middle name. My grandfather's names are Antonio and Benjamin. I just feel like a middle name. Those are like two kind of like strong names, yeah.
Somebody said middle name Leonardo.
We had talked about that, but I think because Leonardo, I feel like Leonardo, I feel like depends how you say it. We say Leonardo.
Yeah.
It's a very strong name. So I feel like a strong name should be like the first, but I'm not opposed to it being as the middle name either. So I kind of jumped it again and I was like, I like Ezekiel.
Then I was thinking of some like native names and like Aztec or Mayan, names, but I don't know, like Ezekiel Cuauhtemoc or Ezekiel Chanok, Tizoc.
I don't even know if I'd be able to pronounce that.
Or avocado, aguacate. But Ezekiel is Ezekiel Eric has a nice ring to it.
Double E. That was like another thing. So I told him, I was like, you know what? Like, because he said he didn't do it for that reason. And I believe him. I just think that because he made up Leonai's name. Like, he really liked the name Anai. And then Leia, so we kind of put them together, Leia Nai. So that's a pretty name. And that's his first. And her name starts with an L. And so does Leo's. Then he had Luna. And it's Luna. And that's another L. And he's a girl. So I'm like, all right. Mama got her boy, so mama's boy is gonna start with an E. I think that's only fair.
I think it's cute. You think it's gonna be a mama's boy? It probably will be a mama's boy, but I'm definitely gonna teach him how to sing to his mama.
Oh yeah, it's interesting because I'm really hoping we're gonna let him choose, obviously, but my family is not really talented in the music industry. My grandfather sang and played guitar, but he was like the only one. We're a sports family. We're athletes. So soccer, baseball, football, softball, like that's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
And then Leonardo's side is musicians. They sing, play guitar, piano, bass, drum. Like there's a bunch of things that they do. So he'll have an option to, maybe do both, do one or the other. I do want to put him in soccer at least 1 year to see because soccer was mama's sport.
I never watched you play soccer, but from what I hear from all of your family is that you were definitely good at it or great at it from what I hear. So yeah. I will definitely buy the baby a soccer ball and have you train him. Yeah, sure. Maybe do a little bit of everything.
Thank you, Matthew.
Or is it he will definitely be a mama's boy? They all are? I don't know. Maybe. So we're excited. So Ezekiel is going to be the first name. Middle name, I'm still struggling with it because I want it to flow. My original idea with the girls' names were that I wanted to give them a middle name that they can use as an artistic name if they wanted to be a singer or a musician or an actress or something like that. So Liana y Amor just has a really nice ring to it. Liana y Amor. The new album by Liana y Amor.
And then Luna Quetzal. Yeah. Like I like their middle names. Like when you say it, like their names are beautiful.
Yeah. So that's it. I just wanted it to flow somehow. So
yeah, there was that. My dad is super excited. My dad is like overwhelmed with emotion about it. I think when I told him, I think when I did the reactions, Leonardo will put a video together because I got like his reaction, my reaction separately, obviously. I got my parents' reaction, I got my sister's reaction, and my grandma's reaction. My dad's was like he got emotional. He got very, very like he got taken back and like, are you serious? Like what? Like, and he was like crying, and then my dad isn't really an emotional guy like that where he cries. So it was I knew that it hit him like it was very special for him. Yeah. His firstborn kind of thing, his little girl, not little.
when I was in Mexico, I just kept telling my mom, we're having a boy. Like, and mom was like, yeah. And and that's another thing. My mom says he's learning Spanish. So because
Oh
my
yeah,
girls refuse to learn Spanish. So yeah, definitely gonna be
thank you.
Ezekiel Joshua Tree. Ezekiel Joshua. I like that.
Ezekiel Joshua Torres.
That's,
Torres.
that's a pretty nice ring to it.
Yeah.
We'll consider that. Um,
I mean, you guys at the comments at this after this video, you guys can leave some like, you guys know the first name, so you want to leave some suggestions.
we'll take some
look at them.
suggestions. We're looking for powerful names, and we're looking for a name that flows.
Yeah.
So if you want to help with that, you might be your
I mean, you guys picked Leo and Erika, so I mean, we went with that.
Yeah, Leo and Erika. Oh, look. This is interesting because yesterday we watched a movie where a character's name was Dakota.
Oh, Ezekiel Lakota.
And so Lakota sounds nice. Dakota. I was also thinking about like Brother Bear. What's the main character's name? Is it Coda or something like that?
I think so, something like
Brother
that.
Bear. I love that movie.
Lakota is Indian.
Yeah. So
let me see.
Ezekiel John Torres. I don't know about John, to be honest. And then, like, I love her grandfather's. I would love to name him after her grandfather because she was really close to her grandfather too, Antonio. But Antonio was my stepdad's middle name, and and then his name was Juan, which is John, and I'm not.
Well, yeah, and then my uncle, my grandfather's son, named his son Antonio after him. So. We will see. I mean, it could be a thing where maybe the baby doesn't have a middle name, and he'd be different, in the sense of both of your girls have middle names, and but we will see.
Ezekiel County.
Did Eric Davis say that?
Yeah. Ezekiel David, maybe Ezekiel Lee. I was thinking Ezekiel Bruce Lee Torres.
I already told him that he can name the baby's middle name whatever. Because on my side of the family, majority of us have middle names, but a lot of people don't know our middle name unless we voluntarily say our middle name. So like, yeah, we have them, but I don't go by them. There are some people that do, like a lot of his family members actually go by their middle names because he has 3 tias, her name Maria. And
my tia Maria, which one?
But their middle name is you can explain it, but their middle names,
we refer to them by their middle names. So it's Maria Maria of. As you can imagine, Mexico is very Catholic, and so they like to name their children either de Jesus. So my dad's was Jose de Jesus, Jose of Jesus, Maria of, and then they pick a name. So Dolores, Rosario, and de Jesus.
Yeah.
So those are fun. But yeah, we refer to them either by a nickname that they were given as kids or by their middle name. But I also just didn't want a name that they could use against them. So
yeah. Same with he had another deal that he was thinking about because his name is Jose Felix. Felix. So he was like, okay, but he goes by his Theo Felix. So he was thinking about doing that as middle name, but it doesn't so much flow Ezekiel Felix Torres to him. Yeah. So.
But we'll see. Felix.
I mean, and then, I get that you want it to flow. I understand that 100% because when you say it like strong, you say it, you want it to like flow, but.
My great grandfather's name was Ismael, and I've always loved that name, Ismael. So Ezekiel, Ismael, but then there's too many pauses. Ezekiel, Ismael, too much L. Well, L.
I think Leonardo. If you guys agree with me, I think Leonardo's just thinking way too much about.
No, I have to. I don't want to just be like my son just tells me, Dad, why did you name me Ezekiel Fernando? And it's like we just wanted Fernando or
well, I mean, if you were to put your Theo Felix and he said, why did you name me that, Dad? Well, let me tell you your son. Right? There's a story behind it. Your Theo Felix was like a brother to me, always good to me, and I and I feel like he had a strong personality, and I feel like that fits you as being my son. That's a good one. Why, you know?
Yeah.
So there is a story. It wouldn't just be like, it wouldn't just be like, okay, I just named you like Felix because I like Felix the cat or something, you know? Like,
I do like Felix the cat.
but yeah, so we're kind of like, if you have, like you guys, like I said, you guys can put your ideas in the comments, and then we'll look them over and see. But yeah, is there anybody? I see there's some new people in here. Let me go.
We have some new people on here.
I'm gonna just go by and just kind of see.
Ezekiel Bruce Lee Torres. Boom.
It has a good ring to it.
Side note, Chosen season 3 is only a few weeks away. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I haven't reached out to them and see if they're going to allow me to react to it. But I'm pretty sure they will. I'll just email them right away and get them to send me the files like they did the previous years. But I am excited about that. It's going to be in theaters. Ooh. Excellent. Nice.
Do you want to answer a question here? Or you want to wait for the end? I can just save it.
I'll answer the questions. Where is it?
It's right here. It says, "Are you a Christian now? I've been watching you forever."
I don't see it.
It's
Is it way up top?
It's Harper Family. Harper, that's the name.
Here it is. Boom. Are you a Christian now? I've been watching you forever. Forever.
First off, thank you for watching us forever.
And thank you for your question. Yes, I am a Christian now. That answer has more to it, but if you just want a yes or no answer, then the answer is yes.
There are videos of him explaining, and I think like, is it a live that you explained that, or was it like a legit?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like I have I have over 600, maybe now 700 videos out. So I'm pretty sure I explained it somewhere. I'm not even sure if it's a.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to like take the time to look back, or eventually you can remake like a video, like an update again, like just a legit that, and we can just refer people back to that one, an updated one. Yeah.
But in short, yes. The answer is yes. Have you heard of these elevation songs? Mighty Warrior, the resurrected Lord is resurrecting me. Do It Again. You will love these songs. I've heard Do It Again, I believe.
I think you heard that on a block party.
Yeah. Thing about elevation worship is I cannot react to them on the channel because their music is blocked.
Yeah.
But Erika and I have been talking about what we can do for the channel. The videos that I mentioned previously that I wanted to do, I will continue doing. Those do take a little bit longer to make, but they are more thought out and explain lyrically how I interpreted the lyrics, with a little bit of a message behind, or a lesson, if you will. I will continue doing those, but I also want to go back and doing the videos I used to do, which is just the straight reaction. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel bad about not giving you content that is meaty, I guess. I don't want to just give you a quick mac and cheese, microwavable mac and cheese.
Sometimes those are pretty tasty, though.
Oh, that's right.
Sometimes they can be. I mean, it's no homemade, but I mean, they can be pretty tasty. And sometimes times are tough, so the microwave mac and cheese is gonna do.
Okay, see here we have Matt Sabi just added a link.
Oh, thank you.
To it, so thank you.
And Angela, don't worry, it's okay, because she said, "Sorry, I didn't have it on the clipboard."
Oh no, it's
okay. Thank you though for.
Oh, and here, look, like a good uncle, Uncle Eric Davis says.
Oh yeah.
I'm introducing Ezekiel to Heart 8. Can we come?
Yeah. As long as Mom and Dad can come, then we're all in.
Man, that is so good. If you all have not tried Heart 8 in Texas, you need to fly out to Texas and try Heart 8. It's the most delicious meal you'll ever have, and probably enough for a week.
Yeah, and then they're like, you want this, you want that, and it's like it's hard to say no because it just smells and it looked delicious. So I think I overdid it on my plate, but I got a little bit of taste of everything. It was delicious. If I was able to eat more and had a bigger stomach, I think I'd be able to finish it all.
And it's funny because we got a lot of food, and even the guy who was serving us was like, "That's it? That's all you're gonna get?"
Like he's probably used to everybody there like piling on.
Yeah, especially if you could take it home with you. It's like, why would you pile it on? But it was, I think, it was more food than.
That's actually a good thing, and you can take it home because there's some places that they'll put a bunch and they don't let you take food home. So that's also a plus.
Yep.
Melissa. I always mess up. Is it Melissa Hom or Home?
I say
Home?
Home. I'm not sure.
I'm so sorry, Melissa. But Melissa says, "Are you guys still in California?" We are still in California.
Yes, we are in Southern California, in Riverside County.
Riverside County.
Okay, first one, home.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you for correcting us. Hi, Dori.
Hola, hermanita. There's a lot of new people in here. I'm sorry if we didn't catch you. Welcome to the live.
I haven't seen y'all in a while. Are y'all married? No, we're not.
We're not. Weddings are kind of expensive. But they don't have to be, I guess. But we're that's the next step.
Yes.
And you guys will definitely be along for that.
Yeah, and when that happens, you all will be come along for the ride. Trust me, they will be alive. I mean, we love making you all a part of our journey. And so yes, you will know when we are. We promise we're not going to have a secret wedding and not let you all know. You will know for sure.
Yes.
Torres County. Yes.
Zoom call live wedding.
Yes, we will definitely will. We could take questions, and I also wanted to maybe even take a look at some of the comments that we get. I mean, if you want to join me and seeing some of the comments that we get on YouTube, let's take a quick look. Here we have the channel comments and mentions, and we have Mike Rock, who says you should listen to music sang by people that are anointed by the Lord, singers that dwell in the Holy Spirit and really walk according to the Bible. Mike Rock, I'm assuming that you're saying that Hillsong is not, that their singers are not dwelling in the Spirit. I think we should be very careful not to make claims like this, because you don't know what's in people's hearts. You don't know what they're about. And just because someone makes a documentary about a few leaders who failed their church does not mean that every single member of that church is following in evil steps. Because this type of behavior, I say respectfully, is like atheist behavior. It's like when an atheist sees one Christian fail and condemns all Christians and all the church and condemns God as a whole because of one person's bad behavior,
Eric Davis, thank you so much for stopping by. We love you, sending love to you and your family. So thank you.
Thank you for stopping by, amigo. Why are we called to love and Christians are so judgmental? That's a really great question. Any answers? Do you all have any answers for that question? Why are we called to love and Christians are so judgmental? When I was in Mexico, my family had a mass at the Catholic Church for my grandmother, whose anniversary of her passing was October 18th. And while I'm no longer a practicing Catholic, and I have nothing against Catholicism, even though they are the main reason why I became an atheist back then and went against God, I hold no grudges, and I hold nothing against them. But we went to mass, and the priest was actually mentioning something to the effect that there are millions of Christians everywhere, and he spoke Christians just as a whole, not just Catholics, even though I believe Catholicism might be like one of the biggest religions in all the world. But he mentioned that just because we call ourselves Christians doesn't mean that we have the light of Christ in our hearts. That there are hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people, who claim Christ, but have darkness, I guess you could say, in their hearts. We are called to love, and well, I don't know, there's a lot of other things that I can mention about that, but I love that message because it's true. Like, just because we call ourselves Christians does not mean that we have Christ in us. It could be that we feel like we have Christ in us as an idea, but not as actuality. Right?
Yeah. Lodi responded to that saying, "Everyone is walking their own journey. Not one of us is perfect. We all fall short," which I do agree, like, on that. There are some people, even people that I've encountered, like, where I don't want to say they use as an excuse, but they it's repetitive. So they'll do something, they'll be judgmental, or they'll be doing something that's not with love or done with love. And I'll ask, like, I'm not like cynical or like hurtful, but I'm like, that's not how we're supposed to be spreading love or showing love with people who may not be Christians, who may not be going to church, who may not be doing the things that I'm doing, right? However, their excuse or I guess I'm going to say the word excuse. Their comeback and their reasoning / excuse is, well, I'm not perfect and I do fall short. I do agree. However, when you say that, I feel like there should be some sort of action, and you should still try to change that about yourself, correct it where it doesn't become where it's repetitive,
Right.
and you're just using that over
Right.
and over and over, because then where is the change?
Right. Like I'm judging you because you're drinking or something at a party, and then you say, well, what about you? You were drinking, etc. Well, I'm not perfect, and I fall short. But am I trying? I guess
Well,
that's what you're
yeah,
saying, right?
yeah,
Am
that's
I
what I'm.
trying?
Is there an effort behind
Yeah.
not trying to do those again?
Right.
And we might fall short. We might do it once, twice, 10 times. The thing is, in the midst of those many times that you do it, are you trying to change that habit?
Well, like it's like the story where that woman is about to be stoned, and Christ tells them, like, let the first one who has never committed a sin throw the first stone.
Yeah.
And none of them throw it. And then he tells her, okay, well then turn away from your sin. Like, turn away from your sin. Don't do it anymore. Don't do that. And I think sometimes some people just say, well, I've accepted Christ, now I'm saved, and it doesn't matter what I do because I'm human. I'm flawed, and therefore, of course, I'm going to make these mistakes, but they make no effort to try to correct it.
I like what Kathy Hutchins said. A get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of jail free card. Melissa says, because we take the righteousness that Jesus gives us and takes us as ours and go and judge our fellow brothers and sisters. Parable of the ungrateful servant. I have to look. I can't respond to that really because I have to look into that exactly. But I think there's a line between taking God's righteousness and judging others, and then having self-righteousness and judging others. But I guess that could just go on a case-by-case basis depending on what you're judging.
Yep.
But yeah.
Someone says not all Christians are like that, which I do agree. Not all Christians are like that. I don't want to box and put it in and say that every Christian is like that, because I don't agree with that at all. When we kind of just box it in, it does become more of, I feel like, hurtful in a sense when it is like a fellow Christian who's their approach isn't as loving, or the approach is very forced and doesn't feel genuine, and it's kind of scary. Then that kind of shies the person away who's really trying to connect, whether it's with connect with God again, maybe find a church, connect with the Christian community. It kind of backfires a little bit and pushes them back, kind of like they're hesitant when it's done in that way. Okay, Matthew, thank you for showing up. We send our love to you and your family. Matthew Sabi's leaving.
Matthew, thank you, Senor, for stopping by. I'm not going to find it now, but I remember reading just a few weeks ago that when one of your brothers fails, when you see another brother fail in the law, that you are to something about correcting them lovingly.
Yeah.
Something about,
maybe if anyone you guys know what he's talking about, you guys can
if any of you know,
us.
let me know. But something about, if you see your brother failing, restore them, lovingly restore them, or something to that effect. So it's not to just point fingers at them and to like accuse them, but to hold them and say, hey brother, like, let me talk to you for a minute.
I think that approach would be a lot different. I think the conversations would be a lot easier to want to have. And I don't want to say easy, because there are some tough topics, but I think we should all be open with our different ideas or beliefs on it, and be able to come together and really understand each other, or hear each other out and be open-minded to that. I kind of got it, not into it, but there was, speaking of comments, there was somebody that was kind of passing really hard judgment towards like his character, his personality, and his, like, if he was really being genuine. And I didn't say anything that was like judging him or in any way. It was more of just saying, like, you are in no place to judge anybody. If you do have a concern or a question and you're not sure about something, he's more than welcome to answer the question if you approach it in a loving and a respectful way. Because I think we all should still get respect, even if we don't think the same, because we don't all think the same.
Nope.
You know. And so then it was like the person was kind of being rude still, and was like kind of like being really disrespectful to me, even though I was still like being loving. It didn't get anywhere, and then it kind of makes me think like, well, that's not how you should be acting. Christ would not, not like that. He'll forgive you, but it's not really how you should be behaving with anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely not. Galatians 6. Let's see.
Thank you, Melissa.
It's so much easier to do it on the app, but
do you want me to look it up on the computer?
Sure.
Okay.
Here's Ezekiel.
See, told you.
Jeremiah. How about Jedediah?
Galatians 6:1.
I could have swore it was back here somewhere.
Okay. Right here.
Brothers, if someone is caught in a sin, you who are spiritual should restore him gently. That's it. But watch yourself, or you may also be tempted. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Keyword gently, right?
You want to
say it again?
Yeah, the brothers, if someone is caught in a sin, you who are spiritual should restore him gently.
Restore him. Restore him gently. Not.
What do they mean by restore? Like restore him gently.
So if he is in sin, or if they're here it is 6. If they're sinning or they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, they're not. They're damaged, right?
Okay.
So like a broken watch, imagine.
Okay.
Right, and so rather than saying you're a broken watch and then hammering them down, to gently say, hey, listen, your screen is broken. Your little hand is bent there. Let's fix that. Help them.
All right.
Help them be whole again, right?
But not aggressively, right? They mean gently.
No, gently. That's what it says. Gently. So there's a lot of stuff, but that we can talk about when it comes to that. When it comes to casting judgment on others.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it. All right, let's continue here. I don't know about like just condemning Hillsong, but to each his own. Wow, I never listened carefully to the song. The word pictures are beautiful and theologically rich. In my opinion, the sound of the music is fairly standard for Christian music, but it's God's story, masterfully spun, that elevates the song and makes it special. Indeed. There was another comment somewhere in here that said that it was the way that the music was created that evoked an emotional reaction in me, and that if the lyrics would have been different, then I would have had the same reaction. And I have to say, I really doubt that, because when I listen to music, I really listen to everything, like every part of it. And I'm very careful about not being tricked by some fancy chord progression. Sometimes I do catch that, and she's witnessed this. I go, listen to how she knows nothing about like not that I am a super expert, but she doesn't know much. She doesn't know much about like the technical aspect of music, right? So like sometimes I'll say like, listen to how the violins come in this part as the guitar is like increasing. The violins seem to come down, and then she's just like, oh yeah, it sounds nice, right? But like I'm carefully listening to all of that. So there are times where the music is really pushing those emotions to the surface, right? But there's something about the song, about So Will I, that the lyrics, what the words are saying, and what the music is doing, and the sound design is just perfect. It's like, it's perfect math.
Yeah. I will say though, you did I think you had me listen to it with headphones, and he was like moving my arms in a way so that I could like with the movement of like the sound design in the background. So now when I do listen to So Will I, the Ben version, I do hear what he's talking about now. But prior to that, I had heard the song thousands of times before he even ever heard it, and I never saw it that way or heard it that way.
Yeah.
So you did help me with that one, and now I can't unhear it. I hear it like you now. Maybe
Yeah.
not exactly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's the magic. So Kim Van Natter or Nader, thank you very much for your comment. Let's see. Let's take a look at another comment here. I'm like, how come the song "Have Power" gave me a new song just today? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna skip that one here. I've watched several of these videos with you this morning. You have a huge heart and a beautiful soul. I wish you a wonderful future. TMM? Oh, Tracy M.
Probably.
Thank you. So this is what I do. I just heart. I like it and I heart it after I read it. I might comment. I never use these unless like I want to say, wow, thank you. And then I expand on that, but I'll never just like click and then go. Like that's no, like I want you to know that I do read your comments. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Thank you, Chinoipi, for the message. I've seen this so many times. I'm not sure what the intention is on some of these comments, but I'm crying with you. Thank you, Jesus. Bless and protect those who need you, my sweet Jesus. Lord, heal the brokenhearted. Yes, I'm with that. Sometimes when I see like these sound like little prayers to me. I heart and I like that to support that prayer. Let you know that yes. You good, love?
Yeah, I just I'm in like that part of the pregnancy where sitting for too long, it just a little too much pressure, and I have to like stretch or walk. But I'm okay right now. I'll let you know.
Okay. Also, did he know tattoos are sins? Is sin? I
know.
Not when I got them, I guess. I didn't know. But thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Always thought this is a beautiful song. Check out the version where he has Carly Pierce on it. Love her. Oh, okay. Something kind about me. I'm a very thoughtful person when it comes to other people. Excellent. We need more people like that. Thank you very much. God is calling you, my friend. He died for you. He paid for your sins, so for you can have.
They're knocking on the door.
You can receive salvation. Jesus is knocking on the door of your heart. Leonardo, this message is for you. Irma, thank you very much for the message. Sometimes I feel like they haven't seen my newer videos, so they don't know where I am now.
But we do appreciate these kind of posts about it, because there are some people that they do it in a loving, this is a loving way. They're new and they haven't caught up with all the videos like some other people. There are some people that just come straight in and be like, what are you doing with your life? Like, God is there. Like, you need to let him in. Like, and they do it kind of in an aggressive way. And it's kind of like, well, you don't know how this journey's been over 2 years now. So
and then you have comments like this one here. It says, evolve. I thought this was song about creation. The 6th day, one that was mostly spoken into existence, except people that got hands on creation. So I don't know, does anybody else have a problem with the fact that Hillsong used the word evolve in the way that they did? Because it's not talking about evolution. It's talking about creation evolving in pursuit of what Christ has said, meaning changing in pursuit of what God has said. That if I'm, let's just say, I don't know, neutral or against God, that I begin to change, evolve in my ways, so that I can pursue what God is commanding me to do. That's how I'm taking it. There was another comment a few days ago that said somebody had a problem because it says, if the stars were made to worship, so will I. And someone was like, no, the stars were not made to be worshipped. And I commented, no, it doesn't say if the stars were made to be worshipped. It says if the stars were made to worship, meaning the stars worship God.
Yeah, that you're worshiping the stars.
Not that you're worshiping the stars. And it's just so tricky how sometimes someone will hear a word, and if they're already against Hillsong, they'll be like, see, this is proof that they're teaching false doctrine or whatnot. And it's like, sometimes you just got to take a step back and ask first.
Yeah.
What do they mean? Let's see. Star Lee says, you want to read that?
Yeah. I have to read it from here though, because I'm a little bit blind from there. I love the way you love the music, the explanations and feelings you have. Wait, was that the right one?
Nope.
Nope, sorry. See, and I'm blind even from here. I'll just read it from there.
Okay.
I have watched you quite a bit. I was so.
It's here too.
Oh, sorry. I was so happy and grateful to accepted Yeshua as your savior.
Yeshua, yeah.
Yeshua as your savior. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm blind. I need glasses.
I love the way you love the music, the explanations and feelings you have. Thank you. I'm really glad that it's of some value to some people. I mean, sometimes I feel like, what am I really doing? And then I get comments of people who say, hey, you gave the song a new dimension to me, or I never thought about it that way, or it brought me closer to God. And that's really what, this is really the reason why I continue to do it. Hello, I just came across your channel last week when I was in Iraq. Jesus, what a wonder you are was a special song to me. Would you be able to react to that song? Leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll grab it later. And yes, we can make a reaction out of it. Let's see. You can read that one if you want. It's a little delayed there, but
no, it's okay. But Tracy says, Jesus said, "Come to me as you are, even if you are red as scarlet, he will make them white as snow." Jesus looks at the heart, not the outward.
Amen to that. Nice. Melissa says the word is it on there?
Read it.
The word evolve can be used for evolution, but also transform or change. I forget how it was said, but someone gave me the perfect word, but it's blank right now. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. Evolve in this context, explain God's process for creation, not evolution. Exactly. Star Lily. I'll wait for it to pop up so you can read it.
Okay. Star Lily says, unfortunately, there are people who will be like that, then wonder why people reject the Lord. Sometimes we will be the only Bible someone will ever read. I've never heard it said that way. So that's sometimes we will be the only Bible someone will ever read.
If you could leave your request in the comments. Yes, thank you, Angela. TD Watt says, how is Archie?
Well, he's good. I don't go out there with him really out there. I mean, I'll feed him and I'll pet him at the door. I'm very cautious about going out there. He's never jumped on me. I just don't want to have any accidents outside. So I don't necessarily go out there, but he's doing well.
He gallops like a horse sometimes, and then he'll just randomly just push you. She went out there a few days ago, a few weeks ago.
Before you left.
And she, before I left, and she turned sideways, and he kind of nipped her on the side here and kind of scratched her. And I was like, please don't go out there anymore, because he will push you and drop you, or he'll hurt the baby, and I don't want that. So,
but he's doing well. I mean, he behaved himself kind of when Leonardo was gone. He did kind of tear up our hose back there.
Yeah, but there are things that he eats that he shouldn't be eating, and so we'll catch him throwing up, a piece of a water hose or a piece of his toy, his chew toy or whatnot. But
we're like,
but he's good.
Yeah, he's doing really good. Thank you for asking.
He's good.
I think she asked a couple times and we didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And we didn't see it.
Yeah, today we give him 4 Archies today.
He was throwing up this morning too. I heard him.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, he's just.
And then dogs, they're so picky. We had to change his food because
we changed his food like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and then he just refuses to eat new food. He's like, no, and then eventually he'll eat it. But yeah, he's good. Melissa says, you're bringing light in darkness, depth in song. I've been so busy in my life to hear you, but when I can, the depth is going deeper and deeper. You emulate love, which is so needed. Thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate that so much. I kept saying his heart will soften and bang. Was my heart hardened, Familia?
What do you mean?
Like, did I have a hard heart because I wasn't calling myself a Christian, or because I wasn't accepting Christ in that way? I
don't think it was necessarily that. I think it was, and I don't even want to say maybe it was hardened. I think you were a little bit. Your heart was guarded when it came with that. I think because of how you were treated in the past and how you experienced, you know, people who they come to you and how they would make you feel about it, and it wasn't a positive thing that they would make you feel. So I think that you just guarded yourself and you protected yourself. And I think now you've always been loving, you know, you've always been that genuine, honest person. I think now it is a bit softer in the sense of like you're more understanding to how to respond to people who maybe come in an aggressive way towards you. You're not how you were when you were an atheist, you know, very, you know, like you said, you know, cynical, condescending, just argumentative kind of. Like that softened, I
Oh,
think.
and I want to note something. I will make a note there
Mm-hmm.
that I have not been an atheist in a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay. When I started the channel, I was not an atheist. I was non-Christian, and what that means is that I believed in God, if you will, the Father, but I just didn't know how Christ fit there, so I couldn't quite call myself a Christian. But that doesn't mean anti-Christian either.
Yeah.
It just meant that I was not of the Christian practices or faith.
Yeah.
So that's what that meant. But yeah, I don't know if I was. I don't know that my heart was hardened. But
Tracy says, sorry, I'm gonna let it load up a little bit here so I can read it. Take a minute.
boom.
I only stumbled on your videos last week and I have been hooked. I love your humbleness, your willingness, openness, your innocent, honest expression, and excitement. This is what God loves, like a child. Thank you and welcome, Tracy. We're glad that you stumbled across Leonardo's videos, and welcome to La Familia.
And yes, welcome to La Familia, and I appreciate that you look at it that way. The other side of the coin, not to bring up a negative every time somebody says something positive, but
no,
the other side of the coin that we've seen is God. This guy's a fake, and there's a special place in hell for him because he's taking advantage of Christians and he's fooling them. And I'm like, man, if you only knew how challenging it is to be as open and to have my
and to cry on video like that, you know, be showed that type of vulnerability.
Yeah, to have my emotions just out in the open that way for someone to beat on in that way.
So thank you for not just seeing one video and making an assumption and taking the time to watch a few videos to really get to know who he is. Yeah, we really appreciate that because there's some that will watch a video literally that's dated 2 years ago and it says non-Christian. And it's like, well, why are you calling yourself non-Christian? That's when they think he's being a fraud. He's just faking and having people like trick him for money. And I was like, that's not it. If they were watching recent videos, the non-Christian title was no longer there. And he does call himself a Christian. But, you know.
It might not look like it looks for you, you know.
Yeah.
I may not speak Christianese and consistently say like the things that most Christians say, but that doesn't mean that I'm any less of a Christian than you are because you do.
We're all still learning and evolving. Melissa says that no, it was not hard. It was broken. It was broken pieces. Now you're beautiful stained glass window with all those broken pieces. Oh, I like that.
See, don't look at my tattoos as sin. Look at them as stained glass windows.
that was really, I liked that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Melissa.
I just got like a vivid image of like a very colorful, very broken, like put together window for you and like the pieces and like apart from like your different life and
I didn't even see it that way, but you're right.
In different times of your life, and now I just got a whole.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
Let's see what else.
Awakening before our eyes, watching The Chosen hooked you good. It did actually. That helped a lot actually. I have to tell you that The Chosen has gotten a lot of attention, right? Because it is actually high production, and I've not seen any Christian film or show be done in the way that Dallas does it. The cinematography, the sound, the music, the acting, the direction, the camera movements, the camera placement, the pace, all of that is the Christian community is very lucky to have Dallas recreating the story of Christ. So yeah, there were moments where it got really emotional, and sometimes some people create Christian films, and they're just too distracting.
Yeah.
Like the acting is too distracting, or the dialogue is too distracting, or the story, the way that they force something on you is too distracting, where you're like, oh, come on, like,
Yeah.
you know, like stories that are told about, like, for example, that like someone's healing, and it's like, really, like, you kind of forced that on us, didn't you? Like, you could maybe pace it throughout the whole movie so that it could be more believable, or maybe raise questions, you know, but you just had to, like, yes, it was Jesus that did it. And to someone who's not a Christian, it's just like cheesy. Bye, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I think The Chosen can even be something that a non-Christian or an atheist can sit through and be like, maybe I might question what Jesus was really like, or whether or not it's true, but at least it's captivating enough. The story is captivating enough to want to watch one more episode, you know. So yeah. I meant softened to let the Lord in, not hardened. Oh, okay, yes, okay. Thank you, sorry, Lily.
Sorry, we weren't like,
yes.
I'm
like, sorry,
making you feel bad in any way.
By the way, I question almost everything, so don't take it personally. I personally don't believe tattoos are a sin. I have a lot of Romans 8:28 on my arm, just like art and music. It's what it represents. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. That's one opinion, and that's one way of looking at it. I'm with you on that. Some people say, like, you shouldn't, because your body is a temple, and then you look at temples and they have just art everywhere. So
I'm not against it. I don't, but I also don't. I'm not gonna judge someone if they have a different opinion on it. You know, I'm not gonna force someone to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
You know,
no.
So
I haven't watched The Chosen, as I'm in the UK, but I'm gonna look for it. I think you can download it on the app.
Yeah, the Chosen app. No.
Yeah, if you go to my Chosen, or you can watch it on YouTube. Well, watch it with me.
Okay, go just get the commentary.
But if you don't want me to distract you from the actual show, then in the description of that video, you'll find a link to the app, and then you can just download the app and watch it right on the app, so you can watch it with you on the phone wherever you go. That's one way to do it. So I believe it's worldwide, because I know that Jackie found us that way, and she's in the UK. Jesus, what a wonder you are is the name of the song. Thanks. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I want the faith that the woman had when she reached for his tassels, and the love for Christ that Mary Magdalene had. Yeah, you can. I mean, I think you can.
Yeah.
But most importantly, you can have your love, which has been given specifically for you, and love and the faith be your way. Not your way. I got to be careful with what I say, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, and if you don't, you can ask it. He'll clarify.
Yeah, I'll clarify as best as I can. Let's see. I copied the link to the song. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so maybe pause with the comments here for a second, but I want to just mention. So I went to Mexico, and I had a very special time with my family. My aunt, who recently lost her daughter, she didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to go out. She didn't want to celebrate her birthday, but we convinced her to leave the hometown and go to another aunt's hometown, which is about 3 hours away. She agreed because I was coming. She and I just really got along really well. And I was really happy to be able to spend that time with her, because she just needed, not distraction, but she needed to remember that she still had family that supported her. She still, even though she lost her daughter, her only daughter, she still had another son who's doing just as great, musically speaking. I got to interact with my uncles, who were just fantastic musicians. I got a chance to hang out with my dad, who I hadn't seen in over 16 years, I think it was.
More, because you saw him last time. You saw him when you were 16.
Oh, when I was 16. So
it's been about.
See,
almost
3 plus 3. I haven't spoken to him in
like 23
years. I haven't seen him in 23 years.
Can you tell that he's gooder at English?
I'm gooder at English than I am at math. But I got a chance to hang out with him and get to know him a little bit. We visited some family members on his side of the family, and I got to know a little bit more about my grandparents, who are not living, but I got to know more about them, and I got to see the hospital where I was born. Um, I felt like this trip was closing a lot of circles that were left open of my past.
Yeah.
And
As much as I missed him, I did. I missed him very much. That's the longest that like we've been apart. Even before I lived here, I moved in. We were only about an hour, 20 minutes away, hour and a half. Give or take traffic, 2 hours, right? But it's a different country, yeah. But I'm really glad that he had a good time and he got to see family, be there for his Thea, play, just be with his family that he hadn't seen in a very, very long time. But I did miss him very much. And I'm glad that, I was praying that everything would go smoothly, that he'd have a safe trip, safe flight back, like all that stuff, My pregnant brain was just like, don't worry. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I really well. Thank you for being okay with me taking that trip, because it was.
There were moments when I wasn't making it completely easy, but that was the hormones more I think, like crying and like I said, first time pregnancy. There's certain things I feel that I was like, oh my gosh, am I supposed to be feeling that he's not here? I'm by myself. He's at school, But I made it through. I learned a lesson. But I gotta be able to figure things out and take care of myself, because you never know.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving you. That's not what I mean by that.
No. I'm just really grateful for that trip, because my aunt was better when we left. She just, something about her just shifted and changed, and I got to meet some of my grandmother's relatives that I didn't know before. It was really special, and the poverty there is a little bit heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many things, but I had a great time. I learned a lot, and I'm back.
He'll eventually show some pictures and stuff. Yeah. I think because he has a lot of pictures, a lot of videos that he'll put together, and you guys get to see those. Some of them.
But I'm back, and I'm happy to be back. And this upcoming week, I haven't even seen the trailer for The Chosen. So I'm gonna do a reaction to the trailer, and then I'm gonna reach out to The Chosen to see about reacting to season 3, and we're going to be reacting to some music as well. So have a lot of things planned up ahead.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just recently, hello, Leonardo and Erika from my mom. Oh, say hello to Mama Rita for us.
Mama Rita.
I can't picture what she looks like, but I just picture her super sweet, short hair, maybe all white, silver hair.
Maybe.
Huggable. Or maybe I'll just picture my grandma.
Yeah, I was going to say, because your grandma was named Rita. Milka Rojas. I really hope I pronounced that right. I think I did.
Yeah, Milka.
Milka. I like that name. It's a pretty name. Hi, Leonardo. I was wondering if you have heard any songs in Spanish. Thank you for sharing your videos. Your journey has been amazing. God bless you abundantly. Greetings from Norway.
Greetings to Norway from California. I have heard songs in Spanish. I think you're meaning like Christian Spanish songs. I've heard a few. The thing about the Spanish Christian music industry is that a lot of their music is blocked. Yeah. They're, I think, even more strict than English, than the ones in English. But excuse me, if you have any suggestions, you can make them
in the comment section down below after this video, so that they don't get lost in the chat.
So they don't get lost. I'll check it, but more than likely, there's a big chance it'll be blocked. But I'll check it. And maybe I'll just bring back. I mean, I'll maybe just have one day for Spanish music.
Well, yeah, maybe. Even if they're blocked.
No, if they're not blocked, I'll have it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, but
yeah, we'll see.
Sure.
I can look into that for you too. If you commented in the comment section down below, I'll check it out. I'll let them know, and then we can go ahead and check it to see if it's blocked.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much for spending this hour with us.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate your feedback. If there's anything that you think we can do with the channel, if you have suggestions for a middle name for our son, make it in the comment section down below, and we'll get to it.
Mama has to get up and Mama has to use the restroom. So baby's like, I gotta go.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on our next adventure. Peace.